Residents in Bath, St. Thomas are on alert as the 2026 Atlantic hurricane season progresses. They fear heavy rains could cause nearby rivers to swell, putting homes and property at risk. Alia Bryant reports.
The Plantain, Garden and Island rivers in St. Thomas are causing concern among residents of Bath who fear the waterways could rise quickly during heavy rains. Now still recovering from the devastation caused by Hurricane Melissa last October, residents say they are now uncertain about how to protect their homes and property.
It's hard. It's very hard because we're in the hurricane season. Melissa blew 8 months ago, and this is what we get. Not that we're not grateful, but it don't make sense. We need back the grind. It have to grind, else we're going in a problem again. I got in a trouble. And we don't want nothing, the rain or flood come and then nobody wash and lose them property. We desperately need help.
Communications Manager at the National Works Agency NWA, Stephen Shaw, recently toured the Bath community to assess the damage and determine what interventions may be needed.
We were doing some work in this space, and so we decided to use a small amount of money that was available to try and recreate the embankments for both the Plantain Garden and the Island River, and in the process we're seeking to shore up the areas so that some amount of protection is given to the persons in this space.
Mr. Shaw says while work is underway on a temporary fix, the NWA is also developing plans for a more permanent solution.
We'd want to do full protective works in this space, and that would include the use of stones, wires, and ultimately the planting of wild canes to ensure that the embankment stays once we have reformed the same in this space. Now, that is the intention. What we have done is really a start of what is likely to be a massive undertaking in this space.
Alia Bryant, TVJ News.
It's time for a break. Stay with us, more stories when we return. Welcome back to the Midday News. It's now time for the Business Minute.
The Jamaica Public Service Company, JPS, is reporting a near doubling of net profit for the first 6 months of this year. JPS recorded net profit of $23.5 million for the period, a 95.8% increase over the same period last year. The company says the improvement was driven mainly by lower electricity production costs and reduced operating expenses. JPS recorded revenue of $270.3 million, a 3% decline year on year. However, the cost of producing electricity fell by 2.8% to $167.2 million. The company also reported a significant turnaround in income from other sources, which rose by $17.3 million, representing a 257.3% positive swing compared with the loss recorded a year earlier. Further afield, California's Attorney General Rob Bonta will not meet with Paramount representatives as planned. According to the New York Times, the two sides are in a legal dispute over whether Paramount can acquire Warner Brothers Discovery. The Times reports that Bonta is accusing Paramount of leaking information from their Friday meeting and says the company is not acting in good faith. Bonta is among 12 Democratic state attorney generals suing to block the merger. They argue that the deal would violate antitrust law and harm competition in Hollywood. Paramount, however, says the deal is pro-competitive. And that's it for the Business Minute. I'm Prince Moore.
Thank you, Prince. Time now for the top stories from around the world.
In the region, police in Trinidad and Tobago are investigating a new wave of bomb threats reported at several locations across the country. Officers from the Explosive Detection and Disposal Unit searched the affected sites, including the Forestry Division and the Kapok Hotel, but found no suspicious items. Now authorities are urging the public to remain calm and avoid sharing unverified information as investigations continue. The latest incidents follow a series of similar bomb threats reported earlier this month. And on the international scene, firefighters in Nevada are racing to contain the Hawk Fire, which erupted Saturday near northwest Reno. By Sunday evening, the blaze had spread across about 15,000 acres. Authorities say the fire was human-caused, but there is no indication that it was intentionally set. About 90,000 people were urged to evacuate, with 42,000 under mandatory evacuation orders. Hundreds of people spent the night at an evacuation shelter as firefighters worked to contain the blaze. Meanwhile, Hawaii is bracing for heavy rain as Tropical Depression Moke moves away after making its closest approach to the islands on Sunday. The biggest concern is flooding in areas that were hit by heavy rains last weekend. And those were the top regional and international stories. I'm Aliyah Bryant.
Thank you, Alia. We head to a quick break. When we come back, we'll have your Midday Sports Report with Renardo Brown.